This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
Tonight, dramatic developments in the Peru State College cold case dating back to 2010. From the initial suspicions...
Mr. Keadle, do you have anything to do with the disappearance of Ty Thomas?
...to the searches of the Missouri River, to the suspect's own words seeming bewildered.
I actually live next to her in the dorms, too, and I'm friends with her cousin, and her cousin was, come to my door asking if I had seen her.
And a family's quest for answers.
So she was, she had plans to be home. This is not her. She would never go this long without contacting somebody from her family.
Tonight, this man, imprisoned sex offender Joshua Keadle, is now charged with murdering 19-year-old Ty Thomas of Omaha. She went missing in December of 2010. Her body still not found. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Jennifer Griswold. Tonight, there is relief for her family. They already won a wrongful death lawsuit against Keadle. Tonight, the lawyer for Thomas's family says Keadle's own words likely worked against him. Here's reporter Maya Sines.
Vince Powers, Ty Thomas's family's attorney, told me today he reached out to Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson a couple of years ago, asking him to take a look at the case because the evidence was there. Powers says he and the family are grateful because there's no doubt in his mind Joshua Keadle is responsible.
The parents wanted this day and they want the conviction, as any parent would.
After 7 years of emotional heartbreak, Vince Powers, Ty Thomas's family's attorney, says the murder charge against Joshua Keadle is one step closer to bringing justice to Thomas's parents.
They were warriors on behalf of their daughter and demanding justice, and they weren't about to let their daughter's memory fade.
In the wrongful death lawsuit Powers filed against Keadle on behalf of the family, Powers argued that Keadle killed Thomas, and Keadle's own testimony incriminated him.
Keadle said, when you find her body, the bruises will be on her wrists and her forearms. The logical inference from that fact is he snatched her. In the evidence, her friend said she hated him. They fought. He was always calling her a That's the inference. This young woman deserves a day in court.
Keadle is currently serving a prison sentence for sexual assault. Powers said Keadle would be eligible for parole in about a year, putting a time clock on an already delayed case.
Unlike other cases, the suspect wasn't going anywhere. But he had a parole hearing in a year, and given the state of our prisons, where they're overcrowded, they're letting people out. And once he would be out, he'd be gone.
Powers told me even if Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson didn't take the case, he would have launched a petition drive to impanel a grand jury to hear evidence in the killing because he promised Thomas's family justice would be served against Keadle. Reporting from studio, Maya Sines, 3 News Now.
The same week Ty Thomas went missing at Peru State College in December of 2010, there was a massive search of campus to try to find her. Joshua Keadle participated in that search. He even went so far as to talk to us about his encounter with her and the importance of finding her.
We were driving back to the complex from the movie theater. We dropped some friends off and picked some more up. And we were driving back. She was just walking along. Only reason I really noticed her because you see students walking back and forth quite a bit. She didn't have a jacket on. It was pretty cold that night.
Police later arrested Keadle for filing a false report. We caught up with Ty Thomas's parents when their daughter went missing. They told us she was an outgoing young woman who loved school and life. It was a heartbreaking interview.
So she was, she had plans to be home.
It's heartbreaking to see those interviews with Joshua Keadle and then the parents from 2010, something you have watched unfold since you've been here.
Yeah, and what struck me back then was it was December and Ty Thomas was getting ready to come home for Christmas break. She disappeared and everybody hustled down there to partake in the searches of campus, of the Missouri River, and all the suspicion surrounded Keadle. And we waited and waited and waited and wondered, are they going to lodge really serious charges against him? Now, they got him on rape and sexual assault, and other women came forward. But 7 long years later, the state attorney general finally said, yes, this is the guy we believe killed her.
It has been 7 years, a timeline that's been going on now for a while.
Here are the key events leading up to today's arrest and charges of Joshua Keadle. Reminder, he's in custody. December of 2010, 19-year-old Ty Thomas of Omaha goes missing at Peru State College. Friends last saw her walking to her dorm after going to an off-campus party. Days later, police arrest Joshua Keadle after he tells them he picked up Thomas that night, had consensual sex with her in his truck, and left her at a boat ramp along the Missouri River. Also in December of 2010, authorities charged Keadle with raping a different woman. In April of 2012, a jury convicts Keadle of rape. A judge sentences him to 15 years in prison. He's currently eligible for parole next year. 2013, a judge declares Ty Thomas dead, though searchers have never found her body. And today, October 17, 2017, the state attorney general charges Keadle with murder.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Well, today was another incredible fall day with afternoon high temperatures in the low to mid and even upper 70s. Some of the warm spots, Columbus, Norfolk, and Wayne, around 78 to 79 degrees, almost closing in on 80 this afternoon. Things are cooling off. We have clear skies across the area right now. Temperatures will be dropping off into the low 50s here by around the early morning hours. So not nearly as chilly as it has been here the past couple of days, but then it'll warm up pretty quickly as we go into around lunchtime, almost close to 65. Dry conditions, sunny skies. There is a front that's knocking on our door and will bring some changes to the area tomorrow. I'll let you know what changes those will be. But because we're enjoying such an incredible stretch of fall weather, I want you to share your fall pictures with me. Adrian, age 8, Vala's pumpkin patch. What a cutie. You can send them to me on Facebook at meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin.
Tonight, new details from that stunning confrontation between a Bellevue man in a big SUV and a sanitation worker. The video shows the man in a Dodge Durango, watch this, hit the gas pedal right there and knocked the worker to the ground after an argument about the garbage truck blocking the street at 34th and Looking Glass. Today, Bellevue police told us the responding officer saw the video of the incident and believed the appropriate action was to cite the driver, Dennis Stenner, for careless driving. We also contacted the Sarpy County attorney. He says because it was only a traffic citation, it will take a week or so for his office to receive the final report, review it, then decide whether to file criminal charges.
New at 10 on 3 News Now, Sarpy County prosecutors will not file charges in a deadly accidental shooting earlier this month. 68-year-old Afton Teague died after her husband shot her in the head inside their home near 183rd and Emmeline Street on October 5th. The Sarpy County Attorney's Office says Dennis Teague had just returned from an indoor gun range and thought the gun was not loaded.
Tonight, Omaha police have released video and photos of the suspects who robbed the Walgreens at 90th and Blondo twice in just 3 days. Look at this. On Friday, 2 armed men walked into the store around 2 a.m. and robbed cash as well as the painkiller Percocet. Then around 5:30 Monday morning, a guy walked into the store, went to the pharmacy counter, and robbed it of several bottles of Percocet. Anybody with information should call Crime Stoppers.
Lack of seatbelts are to blame for a majority of traffic deaths in Nebraska last month. In September, 16 people were killed in crashes on Nebraska roads, according to the Nebraska Department of Transportation. More than 75% of people killed were not wearing a seatbelt. 7 people died on highways, 8 on local streets. So far this year, 172 people have been killed in crashes in Nebraska.
A proposed city law to get panhandlers out of the intersections and over to the curb moves to its final phase at the Omaha City Council. Mayor Gene Stothert wants to ban people from standing on the medians on busy intersections like 72nd and Dodge. She claims drivers have complained and it's now a public safety hazard. Instead, the solicitors would have to use the sidewalks. The public had their say on the issue at today's council meeting.
They have to always take a risk going in and out to and from the median.
Signs would also be posted at the medians where panhandling is not allowed. It is unclear how many intersections would be affected. Public Works would have to figure that out. The final vote is set for next week. By the way, on our Facebook page, we asked, do you support the ordinance to ban panhandling on certain streets? An overwhelming number of respondents said yes.
The City Council also voted 5-0 to approve a resolution supporting Daca recipients. Council members Amy Melton and Brinker Harding abstained from the vote. The resolution was crafted by Councilman Vinny Palermo. He says Dreamers are essential in the fabric of our community. Some Daca recipients spoke before the council to show their support and express their concerns.
We should make children of undocumented workers who are on the path to legal status have the tools they need to be productive members of our community.
Democrats and some Republicans are trying to come up with a compromise to protect the young people from deportation, including about 3,000 here in Nebraska.
Tonight, U.S. Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska is demanding answers from the Department of Veterans Affairs over reports that employees kept a secret waiting list of patients from Nebraska and Iowa. Our partners at the Omaha World Herald obtained documents indicating that a memo to the director of the VA's Nebraska Western Iowa healthcare system says the list dodged requirements for establishing and maintaining waiting lists. It includes insider complaints about lists for appointments at the VA's mental health psychotherapy clinic in Omaha. The VA says no veterans were harmed. Sasse said this: "The existence of a secret list is shocking, and the VA's refusal to answer questions about it is unacceptable and must be remedied immediately."
A bipartisan fix to the health care dilemma is in the works tonight. Two senators, a Republican and a Democrat, say they've found a way forward and are rallying their respective sides. Mola Lange has the latest from Washington.
On the Senate floor Tuesday, Republican Senator Lamar Alexander offered up a short-term plan to shore up Obamacare.
This agreement avoids chaos, and I don't know a Democrat or a Republican who benefits from chaos.
The plan would, for the next 2 years, restore subsidies to health insurance companies to help cover low-income Americans. President Trump announced just last week he would stop the payments. The bill would also allow states to offer a wider variety of health insurance plans. The Tennessee senator is crafting the bill with Democratic Senator Patty Murray of Washington.
We've been able to bridge the divide.
The plan appears to have broad support from Democrats, but among Republicans, it's a mixed bag.
We are subsidizing a broken individual market.
But Senator Susan Collins is pleased with the agreement. The Republican from Maine helped sink previous attempts to repeal and replace Obamacare.
Acting quickly is an urgent priority for me.
President Trump says he's been involved in the process, but he adds it's not a long-term answer to health care reform.
While I commend the bipartisan work done by Senators Alexander and Murray, and I do commend it, I continue to believe Congress must find a solution to the Obamacare mess instead of providing bailouts to insurance companies.
But late Tuesday afternoon, he tweeted, "Any increase in Obamacare premiums is the fault of the Democrats for giving us a product that never had a chance of working." Mola Lange, CBS News, the White House.
Senators Alexander and Murray hope to present their bill to Senate leaders by the end of the week.
A federal judge in Hawaii has blocked President Trump's revised travel ban tonight. Trump's third version of the policy was set to take effect on Wednesday. The new restrictions were to cover 8 countries: Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Somalia, and Yemen. The judge said the travel ban plainly discriminates based on nationality. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders called the ruling dangerously flawed. The Justice Department plans to appeal. The NFL and the Players Association try to mend fences.
How the discussions went over the controversy surrounding players kneeling during the national anthem to protest social injustice.
You're watching KMTV 3 News Now with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Negrelli, Weather Alert Team meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin, and sports with Ben Stevens. This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.